Okay, so when coming into trikonasana, normally I would say that you want to have your block along the back edge of your mat to the right side when you're doing the right side of the pose. Since I don't have a mat, say you're doing yoga at your friend's house or out in the middle of the woods and you don't have a mat, and you want to use a prop still, just make sure that it's to the right of your body, slightly behind the edge of your foot. So if there was a line running behind my heels, the blocks would be right behind that line. Okay, so you want to start by standing tall. We're going to step the feet wide apart, and then you want to make the outer edges of your feet parallel to one another. So press down into the outer edges of the feet and notice that the inner ankles will lift. We're going to do the right side, so you can take your hands to your hips for now. We're going to get the legs in place. We're going to turn the right foot all the way out. Left toes slightly in, just keep the left heel down, turn the left toe slightly in. And then with the left leg, you're going to press into your outer left heel, and you're going to keep the top of your left thigh back as you come into this pose. The right leg. Notice I'm still pressing down through the feet, spreading my toes, lifting my ankle, and then to get the right knee in place, you want to rotate that right thigh out and plug it into your hip bone. And then your legs are good to go. So once your legs are nice and firm, you're going to lift the upper body, lengthening the spine, lifting the rib cage up, take the shoulders down in the back, and take your arms by your sides. Rotate the upper arms out, reach through the fingertips. Inhale, and then as you exhale, keep your torso facing forward as you reach towards the blocks, towards that right foot. And then take your hand, either if you can grab your leg, you can touch the floor, but only if you're able to keep your body facing forward. So if you start to lean at an angle, then that means that you need some support. And when you add that support, your chest should face forward. So add as much support as you need to keep the chest facing forward. I've seen people use chairs if they're really tight in the side and not able to keep the chest facing forward. You can use something as high as a chair. Keep the chest facing forward. Keep the shoulder blades down in the back. Keep the upper arms rolling out and maintain the actions of the legs. So I'm still pressing into my outer left heel, still pressing the top of my left thigh back in space, pressing down through my right foot as I rotate my right thigh out. And then if I'm comfortable with my balance, let the back of the head drop and gaze up at the palm. Soften the throat, soften the breath, and soften the lower abdomen. Stay like this for a few breaths, for a minute, whatever you're comfortable with, however far you feel like pushing yourself for the day. And then to come up, press down through the feet, keep the legs nice and strong to come up with a lifted body. You can take your hands to your hips, turn your feet to face forward, and then you can step your feet back together. Take a breath into Tadasana, and then we'll do the left side. So for the left side, you would simply move the block, or if you have two blocks, you can have both set up in their proper position before you come to the pose. So my block, my book, my papers, they're to the left side of my body this time, slightly back from my heels. Again, you want to stand nice and tall, step the feet wide apart, and one way that you can tell that you're stepping your feet wide apart far enough is imagine that you have string dangling from your wrist. When you take your wrist out to the side, if the string would tickle your outer ankles, that means that your feet are far enough apart. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our hands to our hips again and get the feet back into place. So turn the left foot all the way out. This time right foot slightly in. Press into your outer right heel. Keep the top of the right thigh back. Press down through the left foot as you rotate the left thigh out. Relift the upper body. Lengthen the spine. Lift the bottom rib cage up. Keep the shoulder blades down in the back. Take your arms out to the sides. Rotate the upper arms out and lengthen through the fingertips. Inhale. Remember to keep the chest facing forward, and as you exhale, lengthen the left side of the body as you Bend from the hips, coming to your leg or the floor or the block. Remember to keep the chest facing forward. Keep the upper arms rolling out. Keep the shoulder blades down in the back. Still press into your outer right heel. Keep the top of the right thigh back. Press down through the left foot as you rotate the left thigh out. And again, if you're comfortable with your balance, you can gaze up at your palm by letting the back of the head drop toward the floor. Soften the breath and the throat. Stay like this again for several moments or several breaths. And to come out, press down through the feet and come up with nice strong legs. Turn your feet to face forward. Take your hands to your hips, and you can step your feet back together and take a final breath in Tadasana.